A weird fez thing going.
Yeah. Oh, that's my thing. I have a weird fez.
Oh, you're a fez now?
Yeah, I have a weird fez.
You're a weird fez. I gotcha. All right. Shall we do a show?
Yes, we shall.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Geekodrome. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
Rumble!
Please don't sue us, Michael Buffer. We don't have the money.
Did that as an homage, sir. We're not trying to infringe on any copyrights that you may own on the phrase. We're big fans.
Geekodrome is the weekly roundtable discussion of all things geek. I am Jon, and I'm joined by Stugots.
You're joined and you are joined by Don Stugots.
Yes, and actually,
Jed. Jed was going inside to study.
Oh, okay. Good luck studying.
Good luck studying, John said.
Yeah, Michael Buffer is notoriously known for suing anybody who steals his catchphrase.
Yeah. So, I don't blame him, but there's some things, like in this instance, that you wouldn't sue.
We're not really profiting off of it, and we really don't have anything to take. So we
don't have anyone listening.
Yeah, well, our dozens of listeners.
And laughed at that.
Yeah, all right. So we have some stuff that we want to talk about, but we literally have breaking news within the last hour. Yeah, I mean the byline on The Verge says 8:52 p.m. We started recording around 9:30 Eastern time. From the hideouts in New York and Florida. And I'd like to read this headline. Something we talked about months ago.
Sure.
Quentin Tarantino might be making a Star Trek movie.
Well, he listened to the show, obviously. And I think that planted the seeds in his head. And he was like, these guys are onto something.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the TMZ reporter that ambushed him or anything like that. It's this show.
Inspiration.
Must be.
You're welcome, America.
So apparently he's looking to work with J.J. Abrams in his Star Trek universe. Basically,
I like it.
He would establish the story, and then it would be given to a writer's room to, flesh it out, and then he would direct it.
Flesh it out.
Same difference. So, because Quentin's working on a movie pretty much that takes place around the Manson murders, but it's not about the Manson murders. And Abrams is working on Star Wars. So I'm sure it'll be a few years before we see it, if we do.
I can't wait to see Samuel L. Jackson as an old Vulcan walking across the screen saying, wait, I can't. There we go. Live long and prosper, motherfucker.
No, it's just these two fingers are supposed to stay together. Ththese two are together. The middle is open.
I just not jointed enough for that. Live long and prosper, motherfucker.
There you go. There you go. Much better.
Now my hand's stuck. Are you happy?
Deliriously so. I in fact, only did that to torture you.
Damn.
It worked.
It's easier with the left hand, but that's because I'm left-handed.
Oh, so that's why. I can do it with both hands.
Left hand goes right into the
But I can also flip it out.
Little effort has to be taken.
So I can just do this where I can separate out. But I learned that from my grandfather. I used to do that.
Oh.
So, so I'm excited about this. I think it could be awesome.
It will be.
I like the idea of a stylish director taking on pretty much a generic sci-fi property at this point. After, the last couple movies. But, it'll be fun. I'm in.
I'm in, baby.
Let's go to the movies.
Let's go out to the movies. Let's go out to the movies.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah,
let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Because
you like my gnome t-shirt? He's got like a taco, right?
And what does it say
And then
under
on
him?
the bottom it says,
Oh my God.
like,
Uh,
little birthday gift to me.
yes, yes. We celebrated last week the exciting Stugots'
Yes.
birthday.
Yep.
So, I'm in. Whatever he does, I'm in.
I'm definitely going to watch. I mean, I've watched every Tarantino film. I watched every Star Trek film. It would just stand to reason that
I'm
I
a little behind
watches.
on my Tarantinos. I missed the last one or two, but
The last one was Hateful Eight, right?
yes, I missed Hateful Eight and I missed
Mm-hmm.
Django. Yeah, I know I
Oh,
can catch them on cable and whatever, but
yeah.
it's also because Django is a long movie that I kind of keep putting it
Like
off. It's
3 hours, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like over 3 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And Hateful Eight is now on cable, and I just haven't had time to watch it. But I do.
There
I
was
mean,
just something about Hateful Eight that was off, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it was definitely, Tarantino's always talked about the creative mountain, right? And you get to a point in your life, and it's anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You get to that apex of it where you're the best there is, the best there was, best there ever will be, and then you get on that other side of it. Um, and he was talked about how he didn't want to stick around too long making films and be further down on that other side of the apex.
well, he had
And
announced what was it, 2 films and then retirement.
yes,
So the question is, does this become film number 2, or is
yes,
there one more in
I think
addition?
it's filmed too.
See, I think I'm going to disagree. I think he's going to have I think he has 2 stories in mind, and this will make a third.
Okay.
But who knows? I could be wrong. We'll see. Regardless, I know they're going to be great.
I'm disappointed that he's not doing the Han Solo film.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been a shoot 'em up.
Yeah, well, they hired Lord and Miller, who do, comedic films, and then they were
Yes.
disappointed they got a comedic film.
Yeah.
And then they have Ron Howard, who is a milquetoast, middle of the road director.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a generic film, and we're all going to go
Wouldn't it
see
be
it.
something though if you couldn't? All right, you can't get Tarantino, but like maybe if you had what's his name, Peter Gunn, right, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn.
James
Yeah.
Gunn.
Yeah.
Peter Gunn was the TV show.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm like, wait.
Directing it. I think that would be very nice.
I agree, but I think he's also, stuck on Guardians right now because he's got one more of those to do.
Someone's talking to John.
So, oh, I forgot to put my phone on silent. I forgot. I know. Slap on the wrist.
That's all right.
I know. All right. So we'll come back to that whenever it does happen or if any news breaks on it. But this week, well, actually, we have one more movie story we might as well hit while we're on this.
All right.
We had a trailer come out this week for a movie that we are looking forward to.
Man, this is an independent film that I'm not sure a lot of people have ever heard of or are going to be into. I really hope this is like a little film, like an independent film that I really hope makes it big.
I know. I mean, the buzz is pretty good. So when Avengers Infinity War comes out, I hope people go see it.
Yes.
And it makes,
I
some
hope
buck.
so too. Little art house film. I hope it gets like some worldwide attention because I believe in it.
I think it's going to be one of those where it opens in New York and LA and then rolls out everywhere else.
Yeah,
and the word of mouth from the big cities will
I hope so.
So, what did you think of the trailer?
Man, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I sat here watching it, and I was by myself at the time. And then Jen had come home from work, and I made her sit down and watch it, still like with her scrubs on and holding her stuff. And she loved it. And then it was like, I don't want to wait for this movie.
I know. And what I love is it showed, unless you know the comics, it showed nothing of the plot.
No, it was perfect. It was.
Like, it kind of showed to the people who know, this is what you know, that you know what's coming.
Yeah.
To the people who don't, it's just big action, big battles, big destruction. So it's going to be huge. I mean, there's no way around it.
Huge.
Huge.
Hugely.
It's going to be very bigly. It's going to open bigly.
It's going to make a lot of money.
So, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. I mean, it hit all the right net moments.
Man, Scarlett Johansson had that little soccer mom haircut going.
Yeah, the blonde bob. Captain America had the beard going.
No shield. He had giant gauntlets that make me think that he might be getting, instead of a shield, he might get that U.S. agent Forceworks shield that comes up out of the gauntlet.
Well, we've seen that before
in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And it was, Black Panther saying, get this man a shield.
Yeah.
So, he's getting the real
we see him with the gauntlets.
And we know he's going to get the real shield at some point. But he and Tony are still at odds. So we're guessing Tony still has the shield or something. And, but I mean, you have to have at some point he's going to become iconic again. And
yes.
Was he running? Did he have the beard still, or was it just at the intro?
I think it was just for the intro. I'd have to watch it again.
That's what I thought.
I didn't notice. I liked how Bucky was standing to help protect Wakanda.
Wakanda, yeah.
That was really cool.
But yeah, it seemed like all of Team Cap was hiding out in Wakanda.
Yeah.
So,
It's a beautiful country. Who wouldn't want to hang out there?
I don't know. I want a vacation there right now.
I can't wait. Next year, that's where I'm going. I found this little all-inclusive off the coast. Oh, it's going to be beautiful, baby.
February is a perfect time to go.
Yeah. So nice and warm and tropical.
So, I mean, we didn't see a lot of Team Iron Man in there.
No.
Although we did see what happens to the Vision.
Oof.
But that's a no-brainer considering
he has Infinity Stone on his forehead. I mean,
exactly.
What do you think's going to happen?
It's getting ripped out.
Some big blue dude's going to come rip it off.
So does that mean they're going to kill Vision already? Or is he still going to survive this somehow?
So we have to wait and find out.
I know.
It is the most watched trailer in YouTube history.
The most watched in 24 hours, yes.
Crazy.
Like they only judge the first 24 hours. 230 million views.
Yeah.
And, I may have been several of those.
Yes.
But come on, when you have Bucky, the Black Widow, Hulk, Cap, the Black Panther, and Shuri running into battle, leading the Wakandans together.
Come on.
Hell yeah.
Great. I think the next trailer will feature more of Team Cap.
You mean Team Iron Man?
Team Iron Man, yes. Sorry. This
one was Team Cap. Yeah, I mean, that's a good possibility. I mean, we're having at least one or two more trailers.
I only want to see one more, and then that's it.
I hear you. Well, it's not going to be like Star Wars where we've seen half the movie already.
Yeah.
We don't know the plot.
I can honestly say, after watching Infinity War trailer, my interest in the Star Wars movie has gone down.
Interesting.
There's no explanation for it other than I really just want to see Infinity War and Black Panther.
I want to see all three.
But I know, but in the Star Wars is subsided.
I think part of it for me is just Star Wars is becoming oversaturated over the last month. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to all of these, what are predominantly geek websites, geek television programs, geek movies. You don't have to show it at each and every one. We're your built-in audience. We know it. We bought tickets a month ahead of time.
You have to be advertising during Dawson's Creek to get those kids in.
Dawson's Creek's been off the air for a few years.
But that's who I mean, though. Those people. The people watching Riverdale, maybe. Or
right. Well, but that's also same network as Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to see it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Riverdale is a slightly different audience, but it's still a comic book TV show.
Do anything to get me to tune in again.
Yeah, I mean, It's still on my set for my DVR, but I haven't watched a single episode this season, and I think I'm just gonna call it. I have no interest in continuing. I mean, there's so much.
Well, do you think it's harder to advertise to the non-geek community when geek culture is more prevalent right now?
You know, I think there are other outlets. I think if you start putting ads on Bravo, you'll find the Real Housewives audience. I don't know. I don't know if there is much crossover there.
Real Housewives are going to go see it because they're going to take their kids.
Exactly. So, like, go for parents. Go for that. Yeah, I guess put it on the kid media because kids have the attention spans of goldfish.
And you got to keep reminding them about it.
Exactly, especially like the weeks leading up. But, you know, it's like it's overkill.
How many more days until Star Wars comes out?
We are recording on Monday the 4th.
Yes.
There are the Thursday night showings on the 14th.
Okay,
so that's 10 days away. But the official is considered 11 days away.
Okay.
And I will be going on Friday. I believe you said you're going on Thursday night.
I will be going Thursday night, yes.
Yeah. I get home late from work and I'm afraid I'd fall asleep at it. So yeah. I have plans to see it twice on Friday.
Yeah, but for my schedule, it's perfect because I have to stay up late Thursday nights because I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday night shifts. So it's perfect to see a 10 o'clock film or an 11 o'clock film and have it run till 1 in the morning is awesome.
And that works out perfect for you, man. Because, yeah, I can't do that on a weeknight.
No. But then again, Saturday, 2 in the afternoon, because I have to be sleeping.
That's true. I'll especially go on Sundays by myself. I like a good Sunday afternoon matinee.
When I used to have a schedule of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would go to a 10 o'clock movie on a Sunday night, and it was perfect.
Oh, that is nice.
It's lovely.
I mean, there are days
there with some ice cream and the computer just rebooted.
I have a setup running on a second computer over here. I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, like I remember I quit my job years ago, and it was the week one of the Iron Man movie came out. So I literally Wednesday night, I left work a few minutes early. I went straight to the movies.
Nice.
There were maybe 1 or 2 other people in the theater and it was great.
Yeah.
It was a perfect way to end my day. So, it's not like I had to be responsible at work considering I was, on my 2-week notice. So it was a fun experience.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
Exactly.
I dare you.
Exactly. They needed me at that point because I had knowledge nobody else in the company did. And in fact, they were calling me for weeks afterwards.
Knowledge is power.
All right. Well, we will come back to movies after Star Wars for our big Christmas show.
Yeah, because there's nothing else I want to see, even coming up.
Well, I mean, we had a teaser this week we had a teaser, was it yesterday or today, for the new Jurassic World movie, but that trailer's Thursday.
Yeah, and the movie doesn't come out, I think, until June.
Yeah, it's next summer.
Oh, we have Jumanji Christmas. I'll be seeing that.
Yeah, I'll be skipping that.
Really?
Well, I mean, I could go to one of those Amazon screenings on the 8th, but I have no interest. I'll watch it on cable. I
wish I can go to an Amazon screening. I'd go.
Get Amazon Prime, and you can buy tickets early.
Oh, I have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, then they have screenings on the 8th.
What day of the week is the 8th?
It's this Friday.
Can't go.
Exactly.
That's
just it. It's Friday night. There are holiday parties to go to.
Friday night, I just got paid.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only holiday movie I'm really interested in is Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, I have 1 movie I'm looking forward to. You have 2. And then we have the new year and new movies. And soon enough, we'll have Black Panther in February.
Do you think, as a show, we could do upcoming movies in the next week or 2?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We'll have to talk about it off air because we have 2 episodes left for the year.
What?
Yes, we have next week Then we have our big Star Wars show. And then it's the week between Christmas and New Year's, which will end up taking off again.
Okay. I was going to say we would have to, because Christmas is a Monday the 25th. Yeah. I'm actually working.
Yeah, and I maybe not around. Just local travel, not anything fun and exciting.
Not exotic travel.
But, you know, I have off from work. I can spend the time with the girlfriend and
that's cool.
You know, bounce around the area, visiting friends and whatever. She has work later in the week, but you know, so it's not like we can go far or anything. But yeah, maybe we can do that next week then. All right. But this week we have television programs.
Yes.
So we have the big CW Arrowverse crossover with Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and the Legends of Tomorrow battling the Nazis of Earth X.
Nazis. I watched the Flash episode.
Okay.
Only because I'm not all into all the shows like you are. I just like, oh, it's on. I'll watch it.
I only watch Flash and Legends, so I don't watch Supergirl. Okay. I don't watch Arrow.
Okay. It was pretty damn good, though.
Yeah. So all four I thought were really damn good. The one thing I really noticed is, which is probably the Arrow vibe, is that how much more violent it is than Flash. Yeah. Like Flash is not a violent show.
No.
But this crossover was quite, TV violent.
And I'm kind of surprised that they use Nazis given today's political climate.
Or maybe that's why they did it, because of today's political climate.
They could have. Maybe they did. Maybe you like to show, the liberal media and how they operate. Just trying to show how crazy, those people are. But so just like go with, a stormtrooper or shock trooper, and it would have been same thing accomplished.
Oh no, they went straight up. This is Nazis, swastikas, SS, full on regalia.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was damn good, and I loved how it was the doppelgangers of our heroes.
Yes.
Regardless of the fact that they wore masks to save money on effects.
Crazy.
No, it's great. We have Arrow fighting Arrow, but Bad Arrow wears a mask because he's bad and stuff. And
I guess they couldn't have him grow like a mustache or a goatee to be evil, like in the old cartoons.
Well, no, it's more that like during the scenes where they confront themselves, they can put somebody else in the costume, like his stunt double, and then just loop the audio in AR after the fact, as opposed to having to do mirror effects, having to do digital effects.
All that's money. Yeah, exactly. We don't have that kind of money. We're only Warner Brothers, the largest media company in the world.
Well, I mean, they definitely spent a lot of money on this crossover. There was a lot of special effects going on.
There was a lot of stuff happening, and just in that one episode.
So, so the quick one is it starts in Supergirl with Flash's wedding, and as Flash and Iris are about to get married by William Catt, the greatest American hero, I might add.
Yes, believe it or not,
he is walking on air. The Nazis attack, blow up the priest, and attack the wedding. From there, some people get captured. There's big fighting. It leads into Legends, where the big plan continues. Then we got Flash, where it was, more. And then, everything wraps up on Legends, where they defeat the Nazis and save the day and pretty much kill off like all the important Nazis, it seems. And then Flash marries Iris, and Arrow marries what's her name? Felicity.
Felicity, yeah.
Being presided over by the guy they didn't invite to the rest of the crossover.
Oh, Captain Adam.
That was kind of funny. It was Diggle. Captain Adam is one of the Legends.
Oh,
so all the Legends were there.
But then in the episode of The Flash, do you see that there's no more Firestorm, right?
So, is that the one where they kill off? Yeah, they kill off Martin Stein in that episode. Who, I mean, it's Victor Garber. He did almost 3 seasons of this show.
Yeah.
And he is going back to Broadway. I mean, this guy is an accomplished Broadway actor.
No, he's a big-time actor. Like, he's he's no small fish.
Which is why, I love that they did a musical episode. Yeah. So it really let him, do his thing on there. Well, like the 4 actors who really have, musical training. But, yeah, I mean, the fact that they had him this long was pretty impressive. Plus, all the time he spent on Flash, which was more guest star. So I'm interested where the character goes, but it showed that like this crossover is important.
Yeah.
As opposed to last year's, which was
not
cheesy. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot more like gravitas to this one, a lot more importance, a lot more happened, and a lot of repercussions that affects the rest of the shows.
Definitely.
Because I mean, Supergirl to a degree, it affects her, but that's more like interpersonal relations. Arrow's now married, Flash is now married, and the Legends lost one of their own. So ultimately, it affects all the series in a way that the last year's crossover didn't.
Right. Which is what you want in a crossover. You want ramifications.
Yeah, I mean...
And ripples.
You want, like, this is the big, crossover story. This is the big annual. If you're reading the individual issues, something has to happen. Make it an important issue. And, I still love the Flash show, so I'm really excited to see where they go with this now. Still like Legends. It's still a lot of fun. The other 2, they're still on TV. But I won't start watching.
I do like the kid playing the Flash on that show more than the Flash in the movie.
So do I. And it's not just that we've had 3 seasons to get to know Grant Gustin in the role. I liked his portrayal from the first episode.
For the first time I saw him, I'm like, no, he's perfect. He gets it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little more Wally West Flash than Barry Allen, who was a bit more stoic in the comics. But it just worked. It was just he's somebody relaxed in the role, and he's a kid trying to figure out who he is in this new role when he suddenly gets powers. And just like, I don't know, Ezra Miller just kind of was, I'm goofy and I don't get it and I can't run straight. Yeah, watching him run was a joke unto itself. But yeah, I mean, he was the comic relief more than anything else.
Yes. More like how Flash is in Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, but I don't mind that, like, the Flash as the comedic character like that.
Yeah.
But even in Justice League Unlimited, he wasn't, like, goofy so much.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Like, he knew who he was.
Yeah.
The fact that he was making jokes, it's just the personality. Mm-hmm. But, he's Flash. He's the hero of Central City.
Right.
So when Justice League Unlimited already hits, he's established himself in his city. He is a big deal. And that's why he can have that little bit of bravado and that feeling of, I am great.
Yeah, but maybe we're going to find this out about the Justice League movie Flash when he gets his own movie.
Yeah, well, that's been pushed back a couple times, so we'll see if that ever happens. But I'd go in and I'd see a Flash movie. I mean, it can't be it has to be better than Justice League. It just has to be.
I just hope that the movies get better as they go along. They're like, oh, this was a mistake here. Let's learn from it. Let's fix this. This worked. This didn't. Let's do more of what's working and less of what's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was an article, I want to say last week, that was like what the Snyder cut of Justice League looked like.
Yeah. And
it was because there were screenings before, like, they do audience test screenings.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, this sounds like a better movie. Like, they established more. They gave motivation to the villain. They introduced more of the fourth world. They introduced Darkseid.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is the movie I wanted to see. Let Joss have jokes in there, but, like, everything in here just sounded awesome. And it, like...
Yeah, but people say that, and then the movie will come out, like, in a release, and people are like, oh, my God, this sucks.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But, like, what was Darkseid's not Darkseid? What was Steppenwolf's motivation to do everything?
To vindicate himself of his defeat in the eyes of his father and end his exile.
But why was he doing it the first time?
Because we were meant to be fodder for them. Because they're gods and we're not.
Yeah, exactly. So they never really establish it. Although they do also spend a little more time establishing the gods in that battle. That Zeus was there, Ares was there, Queen Hippolyta was supposed to have a bigger part. Like she was supposed to be seen in there, or not?
Oh, wow.
Well, she was seen, but she was supposed to have a bigger part early in the movie. What's her name? Robin Wright's character also was supposed to be in there. I believe she's in the credits. So it's like there was more story, and like I don't know. I wanted more. I would have loved to have a little more story.
I would too, but I always will. I'll always want more.
Yeah. Oh, it depends. I mean, it depends on the movie. There are movies.
The casting is very good. I don't think anyone is miscast.
I love the casting. I love the acting. I don't think there was anybody I didn't
all
like.
Look great.
Costumes all look great. You know,
what did you say? I'm
Flash.
sorry.
I was just saying. I'm agreeing with you. You know.
Oh.
But yeah. All right. Well, we got what we got. Maybe they'll release the Snyder Cut on DVD sometime next year, and we'll see what we get out of that.
If they do, we will do a screening with our running commentary.
I'm in. We'll do that. We're working on the technology now for year 2.
Year 2.
So stick tuned. Yeah, year 2. It's coming soon. We're just weeks away. I know. So there's one other TV program we watched this week.
Yep.
We had the 2-hour. 2 hours.
Two.
I know. Season premiere. I know. But it was the season premiere of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ooh.
So, did you get to watch this one?
I watched it in its entirety.
Ooh. And what did you think?
I liked it very much. I liked the little twist that, hey, it's not just space. It's time that they've traveled through. I love the little zingers from Mac when they talk about, separating and going and covering more ground. And he's like, aliens? We want to split up and there's aliens? Don't you know what happens? Don't you know who the first one to get killed is? I was like, yeah, the black guy.
Uh-oh. But, he did have the best lines.
He did. He had some great lines in the whole 2 hours. He
like
really
the interrogation scene?
Yeah.
Oh, you speak
like
English?
Had it like Spanish.
I want to hear it from you. Oh, how about Spanish? Yeah, there was some fun stuff going on there.
When he punched the dude who was talking to Coulson, and Coulson was like, how hard did you hit him? He's like, it's a punch. You don't half punch someone. Jesus.
Yeah, he definitely had the best lines of the show. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I had seen the first 20 minutes or so at Comic-Con. They released it on the internet like a week before the show hit. So we kind of had seen up to that point where like that Zorn-looking dude shows up.
Yes.
It turns out to be far less interesting than I thought he would be. And we find out the aliens that are infecting this space station are just their version of rats. That was kind of disappointing.
It was.
Like it felt like they were going to go full on like aliens.
Yeah.
And it was just like, nope, that's just like a little tease.
Nope. They're insignificant.
We're really I will say it was interesting that they brought in the Kree.
Yes.
Because it means that it affects any chance of them being on, the movies.
Yes.
Because we're seeing Skrulls in the Captain Marvel movie that's coming.
Yep.
But other than that, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
I loved when Yo-Yo said, doesn't S.H.I.E.L.D. have a space program called Spear?
No, don't.
No, don't.
Yeah, no sword in there. I thought was interesting. Yeah. But I guess that means they want to save it for something else.
Yeah.
Like, the Captain Marvel stuff.
One thing that I thoroughly like about it is it removes them from the current timeline for the Marvel Universe. because it's like Infinity War's coming, and the first Infinity War will be going on during this season, and it will explain why they're not fighting Thanos.
Yeah, that's true. Although they've kind of mostly disassociated because the story is that if they're motivated by the death of Coulson, showing them Coulson again isn't really motivating.
Right.
So it kind of wouldn't make sense to have him come back in the movies anyway.
Well, this is how you write them out. So this way, there's no question of them to not be in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like helping. Well, they're in the future.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, are they gone for the entire season, or are they coming back? Like halfway through, like they did with Ghost Rider
like last year,
where it was the three act season, which I thought was interesting.
Season was really good.
It was, and each story was just better than the one before it.
And they all connected. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, we had Ghost Rider, Darkhold, and what was the third one?
The Framework.
The Framework, yes.
Yeah, but it was called something. LMD?
Yes. Life Model Decoys.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I like, and they're tying this back to the Framework.
Yeah.
Because basically the Framework has become a drug, where we have Quake going in and finding out like what happened to Earth in there. We had some cool space scenes.
Yep.
And of course, the Earth was destroyed by Quake because we know how much you love her.
Everything has to revolve back around Daisy.
Yeah, well, that happens.
And I'm sure she has absolutely nothing to do with the destruction of the planet. It was probably just a generalization on his part, where it was like meta-humans fighting whoever are to blame for it. And she has nothing to do with it.
I'm sure. Like, yeah, she was a scapegoat and whatever.
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll keep watching. We'll keep tuning in.
Definitely.
But overall, I liked it. I'm looking forward to seeing where the season goes. And we'll be sticking through it till May.
Yep. May.
Well, she was also very good in that episode.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of her, though.
I've been a fan of hers since she was on ER, and then The Single Guy.
I didn't really watch much of The Single Guy. I remember it. I couldn't tell you what else I watched.
It was a very funny program.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Silverman.
Yes. Yeah. The whole cast was pretty good. Ernest Borgnine was his doorman, who he worked so well on that with them. He was great.
Well, he's great in anything, so it's not hard to believe. So, yeah, I mean, good times. We'll
good times.
We'll tune in again, but I think for now we're gonna tune that dial on over to Hot Picks.
Hot Picks. Hot Picks.
So, what do you got for us this week, Stugots?
I have an awesome documentary for everyone that I really think we should discuss on the show in a little bit of long form.
I know which one you're about to talk about. I was saying, what? I know which one you're about to talk about.
Oh. Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond. It is on Netflix. It is behind-the-scenes footage that was shot during the filming of the film Man in the Moon, the story of Andy Kaufman. And man, oh man, it was just unbelievable. It really was a possession for this film.
You could tell who's definitely into the role watching that movie. So.
Oh yeah, there were some scenes where he, in behind the scenes, he's referring to himself as Andy, and it's like, okay, he's into the character, he's method acting, whatnot. But then there are times where he's sitting there talking about Andy, referring to Andy as a third person, and then referring to Jim in the third person, and he was like another person a third person in this conversation between these two personalities.
That makes sense. And what about Tony?
Tony was a whole other aspect of it.
See, This is on my hot on my list to watch, and I just didn't have time this week, and I knew it was going to be your hot pick, and I almost forced myself to watch it just to undercut you on the hot picks.
And I was dying to talk to someone about it. I watched it with Jen, and I had to, because Jen doesn't know about like Andy Kaufman and all that stuff. I had to point out to her in the footage that was being shown when it was Jim Carrey, when it was Andy Kaufman, and she couldn't believe it. She was like, "No, that's the same person."
Yeah,
and like, no, it's not. Cause like the footage, like that was shot in 77, 78. Bam, there it is. You know, when they shot for the film. I explained to her him being on the dating game. She just thought that was, oh, he just appeared on the dating game. Well, he did, but nobody knew that he was Andy Kaufman going on the dating game.
Yeah, it was right before or right as Taxi was starting to hit. So nobody knew who he was, but he was trying to promote that and himself and just have a laugh. But yeah, he was in there as Latka right before that character like blew up.
Yeah, and it was called Foreign Man was the name of that actual character.
Oh, okay. I forgot that the character had a name before that.
I never knew that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
even though I've watched the Man on the Moon film a bunch of times, I never picked up that that's what the character was called.
Yeah, because even in the so I've read when Man on the Moon came out. I saw that, and then I read Bob Zamuda wrote a book. Yeah, there was a second biography that came out at the same time that I also read. So I was really like into it at the time, and but I didn't know that. I can't recall any of them referring to it as Foreign Man, but it's also been 20 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I definitely want to watch it. I will catch up with it this week, and we can talk about it.
Oh, cool! Because there's so many things I want to talk about with this that I won't right now. I'll hold off.
Yeah, we can definitely, do it next week. I'll have time. Cool. It's just I was catching up on other things and trying to.
No, that's fine.
Like a 4-hour crossover.
Yeah.
And a 2-hour season premiere. This was most of my TV watching this week.
Definitely.
So, something for next week. I, on the other hand, have been reading.
Reading is fundamental.
That's what they tell me. And in fact, did you know that they made these things called books that are made out of paper?
What is paper?
Like
you kill trees to read? What's wrong with you?
I know. So at New York Comic Con, I picked up this advanced readers edition of Artemis. Now, I really liked The Martian, which was the story of Mark Watney, who was on a Mars expedition.
Oh my God, I love that film.
And a storm picks up,
yeah,
and he's stranded.
Yes.
And I love the movie. Oh, I like the movie. I love the book.
Okay.
Because the book is so much more detailed, and literally you get halfway through the book before you even see Earth. So it's just him, Mars, by himself. And it's a different experience. And I'm so glad I read the book before seeing the movie. Because I really feel like it's a different experience, and it would have spoiled it. But I highly recommend the book still. I just don't know what the experience would be like going the other way. But his new book is Artemis, which is a near future book. Takes place like 50 years from now, and there is a colony on the moon.
Ooh.
And it's a big tourist attraction because you can go out and see where the original moon landings were and things like that. And there's a girl on the moon who's a smuggler, because a lot of things are contraband. You can't have fire, and things like that. So she smuggles in cigars for rich people.
Ooh, nice.
Doing little things, jobs like that. And she gets hired for a job that just goes all kinds of wrong. And then there's a murder, and then there's a heist, and it's just so much fun. It's all of those genres that I love reading about, especially I love good heist. And this one takes place on the moon, so it's unique.
That's pretty cool.
And it's got a twist to it. It's not just generic bad guys robbing a bank.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say much more about what the heist is because it's kind of intricate to the plot and leads in and out and things like that. But definitely great to pick up. It's Artemis by Andy Weir. It is available now in bookstores. So I kind of took my time reading it. That it came out in the time since I got it, like a month and a half ago. But highly recommend it. Really dug it. And I think you should check it out.
Cool. Sounds good.
And if you want to read some more stuff, you can check out our website. We're at geekodrome.co. And you can always subscribe to hear this goodness in your ear holes on iTunes.
Every week. It's coming
every week. It's just automatically, bam, right there, downloaded, all yours. Can't beat that. Can't beat the convenience of that.
Nope.
But if you want to get in some more reading and talk back to us, we're on the Twitters at Geekodrome Pod. We're on the Facebooks at Geekodrome Podcast. You want to get in touch with us personally? I'm John. I'm at Just John on the Twitters.
Can't get it easier than that. It's Just John.
Just John. And then Stugots over there, he's at Don Stugots.
Can't miss me.
And if you like food like I like food.
Oh, my God.
And you want some steakums, Philly cheesesteaks, you want to watch the Eat 'em Up show on Facebook Monday nights. Now, I saw the video. How did they turn out?
They came out awesome. I had a couple secret ingredients in the vegetables while they were frying them up, and it really made a difference. And the steakums, a lot of people didn't even know steakums still existed. So a couple people who commented on the video was like, "Where did you dig those up?" They were just in the frozen food section at the grocery store. They still make them.
That's awesome. I will definitely have to try that out.
They really were perfect. They cook up in like 2 or 3 minutes. They tasted great.
I think one day we got to sit down and talk cooking because, like a few weeks ago, I picked up an Instapot.
Okay.
Instapot, and I know we talked about it, but oh my God, that slow cooking is changing my life.
Yeah.
Because it's a pressure cooker. It's a slow cooker. It's got some other features too that I haven't played with yet. Oh my God, the chicken tacos I made. Ooh, doggy. Oh, that's so good. So good.
You're going to need some taco seasoning from Taco Jesus.
I do. I'm going to get some I'm going to put in an order right now for my next batch. Because I'm ashamed to say I was using the one at the supermarket.
No.
Well, I know, but it was convenience. Now I got to know. I had to try out the recipe. Now that I know the recipe works, I can get the Taco Jesus. I can mix that with my cumin, with my cilantro, with my my salt, my pepper, whatever else was in my mix.
Nice.
Coat my chicken in that. Add the salsa. Cook it up for 5 hours. Come back. Get it all shredded. It just came apart so easy. It was beautiful. See, this is the kind of things that I need from the Eat Up Show to improve my cooking even more.
I'm doing it every week. I do it.
All right. I'm in. I'm there. And on that note, we should go eat. So, until next time, it has been...
Cheers!